Welcome, everybody, to the Shut Your Mouth Lounge, episode number 75. We are 25 episodes away from episode 100. That is nuts. It's
That is
me.
crazy.
It's me, Alex. And that's Pink. He just spoke. And there's Addie, too.
Or is there?
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Got a fairly short list of topics today. Some significant ones, though. Moving in, Spider-Man Far From Home. Uh,
Do we discuss Far From Home right off the bat?
yeah, fuck it. Yeah, spoilers for end of
If you
game.
haven't seen Endgame at this point, well, basically, literally, the rest of the world has. So
No,
get out there and watch it.
in fact, I'm pretty sure the rest of the world by now has watched it twice or three times.
Right?
They finally beat Titanic. Something finally beat Titanic. Avatar, you're fucking next.
I'm waiting.
All right.
I'm rubbing my hands together maniacally.
It's every day, bro, with that Disney Channel flow. uh,
It's gonna be a
sings
good
and
time to
game.
be Disney, man.
Yeah.
You know, I found out something fucking crazy.
50 million bought tickets, never done before. I hate the fact that I know the lyrics to that song.
Yeah.
I don't know all of them, but I know enough to hate myself.
So wait, hang on. I heard something fucking nuts the other day. And Pink, I want to see if you've heard the same fact or if I'm just like repeating internet nonsense. I heard that the original intended villain for Iron Man 3 was not Guy Pearce. The Mandarin
But Guy
twist.
Fieri.
The Mandarin twist was always intended, right? Like somebody at the higher ups always thought that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But originally, the planned villain was not Guy Pearce. It was that chick that Tony sleeps with at the start.
The reporter?
Yeah. But Ike Perlmutter, because Ike Perlmutter was still over the MCU to a certain degree. He was still Kevin Feige's boss at that time. He came down and said, audiences won't take a female villain seriously. And he forced them to switch to Guy Pearce. I fucking hate...
I feel robbed.
Yeah, I fucking hate Ike Perlmutter, by the way. And to my understanding, Kevin Feige probably did too, because he was able to swing some deal that allowed him to just switch over to reporting directly to what's his face, the boss of Disney. What's his name?
I don't know.
Fuck. Whatever.
It'll
Anyways,
come to mind eventually, but at the moment, no.
I'm trying to pad out time for the people who need to leave because we're gonna be fucking talking about Endgame, because Endgame plays a very big part in Far From Home.
Yeah, Peter was never actually resurrected. So
So this is awkward.
yeah.
So hey, hope you
I'd-
like
I'd
Miles
give-
Morales and Into the Spider-Verse.
Endgame is actually just Naruto Shippuden, but done with Spider-Man.
Shut
So it's
up.
just it's no. Listen to this. Instead of it actually being a movie, it's just a long string of freaking whatchamacallit, flashbacks stringed together. Naruto Shippuden sucks.
Alright, so yeah, if you haven't watched Endgame, please get the fuck out.
Okay, bye.
Also, the TNT cannon I built in between episodes on our Minecraft world, I totally just accidentally blew it up, so I'm just gonna pretend I had nothing to do with that. So, alright, going into Far From Home discussion, the very first thing, like, legitimately, it's a good thing that fucking spoiler pre-thing there was there from old Tom, because very first fucking thing is like, hey, Iron Man's fucking dead.
Yep.
And the crazy thing there is the news announcements have just like outright said the intent there with that little scene is Marvel is officially saying that they want Spider-Man to take over the MCU as head from Iron Man, which
Right.
is nuts.
Iron Spider.
The Iron Spider suit is already there, Addy. It's still
Yep.
there. Though I think in this movie, in Far From Home, near the end, he's going to switch to the noir suit, believe it or not.
Oh, the noir suit.
Yeah.
That's a change.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't think 616 Spider-Man has ever used the noir suit. It's an exclusive of Spider-Man Noir.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure he'll use the suit because we've seen all the promotional stuff for it. I just don't see it being a permanent thing,
Oh, absolutely not.
like at all. It's
It-
like maybe for like the midway point of the movie, but I don't see him really adopting the suit and ending the film on that suit.
I could see him keeping it for the final battle. But he definitely won't have it going forward into Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
No, he by that point he'll have the ultimate suit with the symbiote.
Oh, God, they won't do the symbiote because of Tom Hardy,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
But Spider-Man 3, the name binds.
It's a mandatory
That's why they're
thing
not going
for Spider-Man 3 to have a Venom symbiote of some sort.
That's why they're not going to call it Spider-Man 3. They're going to call it Spider-Man Home from 3. They got to fit home in there somehow.
Spider-Man grow home.
Hey, that'd be awesome. It's just grow home, but instead of the little robot, it's Spider-Man. So instead of climbing it up slowly, he's actually web swinging all over the ship.
Yo, wait, over in the UK, is this film titled Close to Home?
I suppose the next one should be close to home.
No, Spider-Man Sweet Home Alabama.
No?
Yes.
Terrible song.
Yeah. One of the greatest moments of my life was I don't know if it was a lie or the truth, but one of the greatest moments of my life was convincing my dad that Leonard Skinner was racist, so that I don't have to listen to Leonard Skinner anymore. But so Spider-Man: Far From Home, the wild thing to me, saying that Spider-Man is going to be the head of the MCU, at least for phases presumably 4, 5, and 6. And then Phase 6 will probably end with Spider-Man dying. But
Phase 6 is freaking One More Day, I think. Is the comics thing.
you know, I saw a subreddit that was like, what would be the worst possible way to end each movie? And I saw someone mention the third Tom Spider-Man movie is just fucking One More Day. That would be the ultimate way to end it. And it's like, yeah, that would be just about how you ruin things forever. But
Accurate.
yeah, this is wild to me because we've been worried for a long time Sony's gonna pull the rug out from Marvel and be like, all right, Spider-Man's ours again.
Right. It's like, it's not that he's permanently back home.
He's just close to home.
Yeah, he's close to home. There's still the partnership going,
He's
but it's
in the
not like
parking
we
lot.
have full control over him.
And Amy Pascal just left Sony, to my understanding, for like some other production company, and she was the one who made the
good.
deal. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, Amy Pascal's an idiot, but she's the one who cracked the deal.
Right.
So
Hopefully there are no take-backsies involved should the CEO or whatever be changed.
yeah, hopefully the next business executive doesn't roll into the board meeting like, all right, so we got Kevin Feige to build up a legacy for us. Let's take it and make a bunch of trash movies for a load of money. And the board of executives is like, yeah, they'll have no budget. It'll be awesome. We'll hire Armie Hammer to play Spider-Man.
Oh man, what does this entail for the potential Jackpot movie? I was so excited for that.
Fuck, that might still happen.
It's been cashed in. It's
What
been
the
cashed
fuck?
in, Pink. What?
All right, Addy, you come look at this shit that I just found. You teleport to me. Let's just keep talking about Far From Home. Okay.
Teleporting is hard.
It's actually way easier on console. Just right on the D-pad and then go to the slashes.
Right.
But, uh, what were we talking about? All right. So,
Tom Holland, new face of MCU.
Oh, this guy. Yeah, this is the trader, the purple trader.
this is the first time I've seen this. Weird.
He's a new guy.
Okay. Yeah, what new Minecraft is weird. Yeah, by
Yeah.
the way, we're playing Minecraft again while we podcast. At this point, it's just going to be a tradition that we're playing something while we podcast, because at the end of the day, shit needs to get done for our series. And we like to multitask, because for a good while,
That could-
all of us have had
come-
very limited time.
Come back next week when W and I will do freaking Guilty Gear to the death while recording the podcast.
Oh god, I'd have to own Guilty Gear Exert.
I have Exo Draft too. I can game share it with you.
Ah, pfft. Game share takes up way too much internet. Anyways, back to Spider-Man Far From Home. So, Spider-Man as like the main hero of the MCU going forward makes a ton. If it weren't for the Sony deal, I'd say it absolutely makes the most sense. Not only because Spider-Man is like guaranteed the biggest moneymaker at Marvel, regardless of what happens.
Yeah, Spider-Man has always been the face of Marvel, so that's absolutely the way to go.
And but like, how could he fit into Phase 4, Phase 5, and Phase 6 from a broad perspective?
Right. That's what really has me puzzled because Spider-Man, obviously he's Spider-Man, but how does he really gel with like the Avengers series?
Well, the thing is, what is the Avengers series going to be going forward?
We had everyone aside from Spider-Man while Spider-Man wants in.
Yeah.
Like it's like
Tony
like
Tony knighted Spider-Man as an Avenger way back in Infinity War, but none of the other Avengers are willing to respect it.
Yeah, like they're like, who are going to bring in to take Tony's spot, and then they bring in freaking Doctor Doom.
Ah, I'd love that.
Meanwhile, Spider-Man is in the in the edge of the series sulking.
He's outside of frame, like just crying to himself.
Yeah, like
he's not allowed a membership until he turns 18.
Yeah, like, one of the phases is just one of the phases will just be Spider-Man trying to get into the Avengers and be recognized. Meanwhile, they bring in everyone, like even Carnage, maybe.
Oh God!
Imagine, I don't know how that would work, but
The Sony universe already brought in Carnage, believe it or not.
that's true. Yeah, I know about the post-credits scene.
And he's Woody Harrelson for some fucking reason. Fucking Woody Harrelson, Jesus.
I have no idea who Woody Harrelson is just by his name, so I just my mind just went Woody. Therefore, he should have a freaking thing on his leg that says Andy. Bloody hell!
Just about. Woody Harrelson is a famous, kind of stonerish hippie country guy. You ever watch Zombieland?
No.
How about Cheers?
Nope.
Yeah, that's a little before your time, isn't it? That's a little before all our times. Let's see. Kingpin? Not the Marvel
Nope.
character. There's got to be at least one you've watched. Hunger Games?
I didn't. I decided not to watch it out of principle because I hated the freaking fan favorite god.
Yeah. Oh man.
So no.
I
Oh
assume...
wait, is he the guy that has that Smasher head as his avatar?
Oh yeah.
Okay, there we have it.
Yep, that's Carnage.
Why?
Because there are a bunch of fanboys that went, "Oh man, wouldn't it be awesome if Carnage was Jim Carrey or Woody Harrelson?" And unfortunately they listened to the fans.
I mean, if Like I would like Carnage being Jim Carrey only if it's funny Jim Carrey, like only if they make it a comedy.
I mean, the thing is, when people are saying they want, people are saying they want Jim Carrey, what they really mean is they want the mask.
Yeah, I agree with that. I wouldn't find the mask Carnage, but I'm not sure if Jim Carrey can pull it off still. Not gonna lie.
Jim Carrey's too busy being Eggman to be Carnage, guys.
Yeah. I stand by the fact, even though if it's Jim Carrey, I stand by the fact that, I stand by saying that they should have dubbed them over with freaking Mike Pollock and Smith, Roger Craig Smith.
You know, Roger Craig Smith, I don't know if I'd agree, but I genuinely cannot hear any voice actor for Eggman other than the one we've got for the last 2 decades.
You mean Pollock?
Yeah, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I follow him on Twitter. He's a funny guy.
Oh.
He sells evil meat because that was a gag on freaking Sonic Boom, and people wouldn't leave him alone. So he genuinely contacted a freaking meat whatchamacallit.
A butcher?
Not a butcher. Basically a factory that makes canned meat.
Yeah.
He contacted them and had them just put an evil ham sticker on it, and then he sells it for like, I don't know, $15 a piece.
Canned meat is evil meat.
Evil ham specifically, in this case.
Okay, I'm trying to, like, go over, like, what are some major events that revolved at least partially around Spider-Man. And a couple of them, like, there's no way they're doing Secret Wars, right? Or not, was it Secret Wars, the one where the Beyonder takes them out into space?
Yeah.
Because that one, like, the thing is, like, most of the Marvel heroes that are running around now are not official Avengers, at least not yet. Like, Black Panther is not an Avenger, Doctor Strange is not an Avenger, Captain Marvel is not an Avenger. So Secret Wars would be a pretty good justification to just throw everyone together. Because you don't have to be an Avenger to show up to that. It's not your choice.
That is true.
I know what they can do.
What?
Oh boy, Captain Hydra.
No, that...
Was it?
That was so bad it made me sneeze. My body rejected it.
Yeah, wasn't it a medieval thing that they thought that you expel the demons by sneezing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you did that.
demon. Unfortunately, they've kind of already done the Hydra Cap like reference in Endgame, as Pink and I mentioned.
Oh, because yeah, like imagine the plot twist of what's his face being like, I'm not gonna be Captain America anymore in the Marvel movies, and then he just comes back as Captain Hydra because why not?
Well, that would actually give us more Chris Evans Cap, which would be interesting. Hey, I thought you went back in time and got super fucking old. Nah. I used the time stone. I used the time stone to pull a Dormammu. I've come to bargain.
I used the time stone to go back and join the Red Skull.
I used the time stone to go back in time and make sure the Nazis won. That would actually be awesome to get a movie of the MCU heroes have to fucking rebel against a modern Nazi America. The only problem would be it would be a very obvious political allegory.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Did you fall again?
No. No, but my Xbox controller did. Okay. Now stick with me here, because I know Pink's gonna hate this suggestion. Dark Reign.
Oof. That's Dark Avengers, right?
That's Dark Avengers. That's Norman Osborn as Secretary of the United States and
Yep.
Captain of Hammer. Now,
Why are you making the gigantic
Captain
V-Bucks
Hammer.
thing?
What? Oh, what? Oh, yeah, just ignore what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to make things as unfortunate for Pink as possible.
All right.
But the, even if you think it was handled poorly the first time, which I'd perfectly accept, I'd still think it'd be really interesting to see, you know? Because they're not going to be able to do Secret Empire or any of that stuff, right?
Right.
So this is going to be their, like, villain actually takes over the world plot. And it would be an interesting kind of, like, it would be a big threat, but it would be different from the way Thanos was a big threat, you know?
Yeah. Because Thanos just outright kills everybody.
Whereas Norman
And
Osborn simply takes away your rights.
yeah.
Also, 1984. Just
Oh!
one with superheroes.
Oh, super. Super. Okay, Addy, did you play Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2?
No.
Okay, well, damn, I have nothing to provide you then.
They took it off the freaking. They took the remaster off listing before I had the money to buy it.
Really?
Yes, genuinely. You can't buy it anymore.
Fucking hell. What is it with that stuff? Because they took down the DLCs for Marvel Ultimate Alliance and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 back in the day as well.
Right.
Is Activision just really shit at maintaining the Marvel fucking license?
Probably.
I don't doubt it.
Because, I mean, Deadpool went down for a little bit too, and they were able to bring it back, but I bet now it's gone as well.
Probably. Yeah.
But anyways, back to the point. I think Dark Reign would be a great one, at least partially because I don't know how Dark Reign would work without Cap or Tony there, because they were kind of important parts for it. At the same time, I feel like Norman becoming the Iron Patriot would be even more insulting after Tony and Cap are gone.
Yeah, I can dig that.
Like, okay, what if Norman is like, the world needs Tony and Cap, but they're not here anymore, so I'll be Tony and Cap.
It's the perfect plan.
Oh, man. It also introduced Sentry, which it can vary depending on whether or not you like the concept of Sentry. The execution is universally bad, no matter who you are, but it depends on whether you like the concept. I dig the idea of a crazy superhero who is violently insane and is not aware of the fact that his power is effectively warping reality. But I can see where people see that kind of character as a Mary Sue, you know? Or, well, I can't say Mary Sue anymore because fucking 4chan incels have made it a political thing. Poorly written character. A character without flaws. A character who is too strong, which I've never agreed with. I've never agreed with the idea of a character being too physically strong. Because, I mean, it's fucking comic books, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Dark Reign would be a good one. Okay. Let me propose a storyline that I think Pink's gonna be more opposed to than Dark Reign. Because it's absolute garbage and I don't want it, but it's the stupidest idea I could come up with.
Deadpool kills.
Spider Island. Spider Island.
Okay. Spider Island. Remember that story? That was an interesting one.
The Quesada era. Okay, Addy, do you know what the Spider Island storyline is?
Not off the top of my head, but I do remember reading about it.
Okay, so you remember how after Joe Quesada cast Mary Jane off into hell, right? He wanted Spider-Man to date his daughter, which is creepy as hell. Well,
yes, because I actually read the comics up to that point, and then I quit.
yeah, no kidding. And so, Spider-Man's radioactive semen gives Joe Quesada's daughter his powers.
Wait, that's the radioactive semen story?
No, there are two radioactive semen stories.
Oh, okay.
Because the other one you're thinking of is Spider-Man Reign, where Spider-Man's radioactive semen kills Mary Jane. In this storyline, instead, Spider-Man's radioactive semen gives superpowers to Joe Quesada's daughter, and then somehow she spreads a super plague that gives everyone in New York Spider-Man's powers, but they're slowly going crazy and turning into giant spiders. So the Avengers need to show up and clean it up because Spider-Man fucked up the day by getting laid. And also, Mary Jane is somehow immune to it. Legitimately, I think Mary Jane is the answer to the problem because, like, she's immune, so they need her blood to make the vaccine or some shit, right?
Maybe, but I
Mary,
feel like she did get powers.
Mary Jane already got exposed to the radioactive semen before, so she's immune to it now.
She's been exposed to so much that her body had no choice but to adapt.
Yeah,
Okay.
Evolution.
Yeah.
it's a mystery.
That's not how evolution works.
It is now.
Marvel's Joe Quesada says so. No, Bendis says so. Who fucking wrote that? Was it Bendis that wrote Spider Island? I don't know.
I actually think it might have been Dan Slott at the time.
It may be. Poor Dan Slott. Him and J. Michael Straczynski got, like, shafted with so much of Joe Quesada's nonsense, man.
Yeah.
Those poor bastards.
But yes, I'm gonna assume that how they fixed that was they brought a helicarrier-sized flamethrower
Yeah.
to New York.
Yes, they raised the entirety of New York. Millions died. And Nick Fury went to the head of the helicarrier and he said, I've saved the day.
And then he freaking while the flamer was going, he just lowered his cigar there to me
The cigar
to be able
victory.
to smoke. Yeah.
Ah. Alright, yeah, we don't know what Marvel's plans are going into this.
Right.
We've been enlightened by this trailer to a little bit more information regarding Mysterio. He's from another dimension. So, after Endgame opened up the possibility of time travel, Far From Home is opening up the possibility of alternate dimensions, assuming Mysterio's not a huge liar like he is in most comic universes.
Even if he isn't lying, the multiverse is already confirmed to be in existence and back in Doctor Strange. So
Right,
it's not
but the alternate universes we see in Doctor Strange are not anything even slightly resembling our universe. They're stuff like Dormammu's universe, you know?
right.
Which is an entirely different version of multiverse than that idea of a multiverse, where it's like that modern quantum theory where every fucking choice you have creates another fucking dimension. Which is crazy to think about. I don't understand quantum science, so it could be just bullshit. But it's crazy to think about if that were true. It's
But
like,
yeah, Mysterio comes from the wrestling universe.
the what universe?
Wrestling. It's actually Rey Mysterio under that mask. He needed a big bodysuit for his knee.
I feel like someone in the comics has actually made that joke, and Mysterio got really offended that someone compared him to a professional wrestler. And the artist knew what they were doing, because then he makes Rey's signature pose without knowing.
uh,
I love the thing I love even more than being a big lying cheating coward Mysterio is when Mysterio's also incredibly egotistical and thinks his special effects are art and gets offended when people are like, you're really just a con artist, man.
well, you know, art is an explosion. So
Yeah.
that comes from everyone's favorite character, Daedara. And it is my life motto, I guess.
Ugh. See, whenever explosions get involved with me, it tends to be me dying, so I'll disagree. Somehow I'm also the one that causes the explosions. So.
It's true for him. It's true for him as well. He blew himself up twice and died. Then wasn't able to kill the guy he was trying to blow up twice with the same explosions. So you know, you'd think that he would learn, but he didn't.
Enough Naruto talk.
Yeah.
So, obviously, Mysterio is trying to be a good guy for a while, and he's working with S.H.I.E.L.D., which, when it inevitably turns out Mysterio is a villain, this is going to make Nick Fury look like an asshole. I did appreciate the little line, though, of Nick Fury's like, hey, you need to be a superhero here in Europe, and Spider-Man's like, hey, I'm a kid, and then Nick Fury's like, bitch. That was pretty good, I'll admit. Because, I
Easily
mean,
a highlight of the trailer.
Spider-Man... Spider-Man now has no excuse to ever shirk his duties. Because it's like, wasn't there a moment in one of the comics where fucking a thug goes up to Spider-Man and says, "Hey man, it's your time to die. You've run out of luck this time. I'm gonna be the one that kills Spider-Man." And Spider-Man goes, "I fought Thanos, dude."
I've saved the universe before.
And the thug is like, "Who?"
And then Spider-Man just takes out the reality stone and wishes the guy away.
He snaps. He snaps the poor bastard. Hey, I
He
don't
did.
feel
He
so
did.
good.
Spider-Man didn't kill the guy. The reality stone did.
The reality stone's kill count increases to 3,000,000,001.
3.5 trillion and one.
Oh man. All right. So also all the elemental villains. I'm still kind of hoping their special effects being used by Mysterio to make himself look like a cool guy.
Same here.
At least partially because I quite like Sandman and Hydro Man as the characters they are in the comics, so I'd rather not see them just be big dumb elemental beasts.
Right.
But it seems they are crossing over from the element, like some kind of elemental dimension or some shit, right?
Yeah.
So that's an interesting change.
They're actually golems made with gang sign magic, like freaking strangers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, Mysterio directly rips off Doctor Strange's magic in the trailers if you pay close attention, which is the number one tell
Yeah.
of this guy's full of shit.
Yeah, I remember. Didn't he also do the freaking shadow clones as well,
Yep.
like
Well,
Strange did?
no, did he? Oh, I don't remember. I know for sure he was ripping off Doctor Strange's hand sigils. And I think also
Yeah.
part of his suits are ripping off Tony's designs for his Iron Man suits.
Yep.
Which implies to me that Mysterio's popping in right now to exploit the lack of heroes.
Yep.
Yeah. Please tell me it's Thunderbolts time.
Please.
That would be fucking rad. We need
I've been
something to
waiting.
pad. We need something to pad out Phase 4 before Phase 5 brings in X-Men and Fantastic Four.
Right.
Yeah. All right. And the last thing really to say about Far From Home is MJ fucking figured out Peter's Spider-Man. I think they should not have shown that in the trailer. They should have saved that for the movie.
Honestly, I was thinking the same thing. I was just a little bummed out when that played in the trailer because I was like, that could have been a great moment for a theater, and they kind of just put it into the trailer, and I feel like it's wasted now.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that who was it in the? It was someone in the Ultimate Comics that pretty much has the exact same moment, but it's not MJ. It's what's his name? Something Kong, Kenny Kong.
Yeah.
Right, and that's the one moment that makes Kenny Kong actually kind of an interesting character out of the jocks. So, I kind of appreciate they're giving it to MJ in this universe because this MJ is designed to be smarter and all that. I mean,
Right.
if someone spends as much time with this Peter and this Peter's as bad at keeping the secret as he is, which is to say very, very, very bad at it, just as bad as Tom is about keeping secrets in real life, then yeah, she's gonna put together 2 and 2.
I just wish, like, I'm not sure if this has happened before in the comics, but I one of the Mary Jane equivalents to figure out that Peter is Spider-Man, and then tell everyone about it, and then people think that they're crazy.
I mean, there is like some case of that. Isn't there? Well, I mean, usually whoever figures out that Bruce Wayne is Batman will go off and be like, "Oh, Bruce Wayne's Batman." People are like, "Why the fuck would a billionaire leave every night to beat up people with his bare hands?"
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was a conclusion of Kong when he figured out Spider-Man's identity. It's like everybody wrote him off as crazy as well.
Well, no, Kong's thing is, he thought everybody else knew it because it was so fucking obvious. The dialogue was something like, he honestly just tells Spider-Man, like, there's something going on, right? And he's with Peter. And he tells Peter, "Oh, are we supposed to have some kind of signal for this? Am I supposed to tell you, like, up and away? Oh, this looks like a job for a Spider-Man?" And Pete's just like, "What?" And then you figure out, Kong is the only one to figure it out somehow. But it's so stupidly obvious that Kong thinks everyone else has it figured out. And Kong never spoke up, because he thought it was just implicit. Uh... I kind of love... the thing I love most about that is it implies Kong's actually a really smart guy, but he thinks he's dumb. So he's like, if I figured it out, then clearly that means everybody else has figured it out. So what the fuck am I... Why would I speak up? Clearly, people just aren't talking about it because everybody knows it. I love it. I will say... This probably means MJ figured it out a long time ago.
Probably.
You know, that takes some balls to flirt with Spider-Man. Or any of the supers, really, once you know they are a super.
Yeah, but imagine trying to break up with them. Like, we need to separate. Why? Because you're a superhero and I don't want to die.
Oh, God, they have done that trope to death. Please, nevermore.
Wait, that's happened?
That Pepper does that to Tony in every Iron Man movie.
I've only watched the first two.
MJ did that to Spider-Man in both Spider-Man 2 and 3, right?
Right.
I feel like it's been done more than that.
I don't... do you mean
I
the
feel like that was almost the entire
Spider-Man?
plot of The Amazing Spider-Man 2 as well.
No, it was the
We don't
inverse
talk about
there.
the Amazing
It was the
Spider-Man.
inverse there. Peter left Gwen because he thought he was a threat to Gwen.
Ah.
And then it turned out he was right.
And boy, oh boy, did that turn out to be true.
Yeah. Snap. The original snapping.
Snap, crackle, pop. Sounds Gwen Stacy's next mix.
Oh, Jesus. You know what occurred to me, though? I'm pretty sure in the comics right now, MJ has the spider powers. And her and Spider-Man are like a literal power couple right now.
Right.
Because finally they brought Peter and MJ back together. Thank God. They had to move the Earth, the Sun, and the fucking stars to do it, but they did it. So I'll admit it would be pretty neat if the third movie gives MJ powers and we get that. I don't know. That would be an interesting possibility if they just want to do something different from the usual formula, which they probably do. Based on what we've seen so far.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because, I mean, we can tell going in here, we're never going to get a proper Sandman out of the MCU. Like, as much as I like Sandman, we're not going to see it. At least partially because Sandman was the only good thing out of Spider-Man 3. So he's probably the only part of Spider-Man 3 people remember.
Right.
So I guess they want to distance themselves from that.
Yeah, I used to have a freaking Sandman toy.
Yeah. No kidding. I remember when I watched it as a kid, I could not remember anything coming out of the theater except Sandman because the rest of the movie was so fucking blah.
My favorite part of Spider-Man 3 was when he smashed the beer can over his head.
You know, you could be joking or you could be telling the truth, and I wouldn't know. Because I only remember the dancing scene. I remember Skinny Venom. I remember Sandman. And I remember evil James... what's his name? Stoner idiot. He's with Seth Rogen in all the stoner flicks. Help me here.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's... What is his name?
I can't remember the name of his character either. Fuck me. Alright, that guy. Fuck it. New Goblin. We'll just stick with calling him New Goblin because I can at least remember that.
That dude. That dude.
the guy.
Yeah, I only know him by New Goblin, so...
Did you only know him because he's Green Goblin with a katana?
No, I only know him because he's freaking, whatchamacallit, Tactical Goblin. he knows fresh off of freaking mall ninjas, r/mall ninjas.
James Franco.
Wait, James Franco in general or oh wait, okay, I thought Pink was sarcastically replying to what Addie said there. All right. All right. Next topic up, and this is just a one little thing. Okay. All right. Y'all been treating me like I'm crazy. You've been fucking. I know you ain't said it, but I can feel it. You've been treating me like I'm fucking crazy every time I say I want Dante and Smash. Because I mean, there's no fucking Devil May Cry games on Switch. Well, now there are.
Now there are.
Fucking Devil May Cry 1 on Switch. It's coming. I don't know why just Devil May Cry 1. Why would you not bundle it in? Like, I can understand leaving out Devil May Cry 2 because it sucks. Why would you not bundle in Devil May Cry 3? Please, for the love of God, bundle in Devil May Cry 3. If this is
Devil May
like,
Cry,
if this
Devil
is
May
like,
Cry 3 is the pre-order DLC.
well then I'm fucking pre-ordering.
An entire game for pre-ordering one game.
Yeah, I'll play through Devil May Cry once and Devil May Cry 3 10 times. This is a questionable deal. This fits in with Capcom's weirdo pattern of like testing the waters way too tentatively. You know? Because I wouldn't think it'd be that much trouble to port DMC 3 in HD, right?
Right.
And I mean, it would be weird to port DMC 3 before DMC 1, but weirder porting patterns have happened.
Yeah. I feel like plenty of people have ported
The best entry
later
before
installments
the original.
as opposed to going for the first installments right out of the gate.
Yeah, you go for the best and then you go for the first.
You're right.
Yeah, slowly work towards completing the chronology, but you start with the game that makes everyone love the series.
You're right. You start with a game that you know everybody wants to play.
Yeah. I will say, like, if this is like, I don't know, fucking $10, I'll pick it up. If this is $20, that's highway robbery because that's the HD collection's entire price on the other consoles.
Oof. Yeah.
It's gonna be $60.
They better just fucking remake Devil May Cry 1. Oh, man.
They remake Devil May Cry 1, but in Devil May Cry 2's engine.
I don't
$60.
I don't think Devil May Cry 2 ran on an engine. Were engines even like a thing back then?
I mean,
I think
technically,
they just built
yes.
that shit as they needed it outside of stuff like Half-Life using Source. Like, there are a couple oddballs that used engines consistently back then, right?
No, well, every video game has an engine, technically. It's just not all of them are off-the-shelf engines. A lot of the old games used purpose-made engines.
Right, and it was very dumb, so they stopped doing that. But, yeah, my main takeaway here, like, well, obviously, I'll just go ahead and say if they put DMC 3 on Switch, I'll absolutely get it, because it's fucking DMC 3 on the go. And it won't be... DMC 3 is a PS2 game. So obviously, I'll wait for reviews this time. I won't make the Mortal Kombat 11 mistake. But DMC 3 is a PS2 game, so I'd have to assume it won't be hot garbage like MK11 was.
It runs at 2 frames a second.
Yeah, fuck me.
No, not MK11. DLC 3 on the Switch.
I like that you thought that's what I was saying. Okay. Oh. But my main takeaway here is put fucking Dante in Switch. Vindicate my insanity.
I'm for it.
Make a new Sengoku Basara already. Capcom, you have the time.
Oh, man. I just got a crazy idea that I don't know. I think Hattie would be behind. It would be crazy. Imagine if they made a Marvel vs. Capcom game, a Marvel vs. Capcom 4, and they just pretended Infinite didn't happen, except for gameplay. And one of the new roster additions is just Masamune, even though he's a real person.
I mean, I wish that they would make it so every character, if they are from a fighting game, that they are true to their fighting game controls. So Masamune would just have his Arc System freaking controls from Basara Cross.
No. Could you imagine a fucking an Arc Sys character in Marvel vs. Capcom? That would be the weirdest.
I just want the full crack. I don't want the half crack. I want the full on freaking trip of not knowing what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because freaking versus Capcom, everybody's already flying around. The only thing introducing the Arc system would make different is that everybody would also be blocking while flying around.
You can air block in Marvel vs. Capcom, can't you?
You can, but there are no Roman cancels and shit like that.
Nah. I mean, well, it goes further than that. The majority of Arc Sys characters have insane subsystems.
Ah, yeah.
The only Marvel vs. Capcom 3 character to have a subsystem of any kind is, like, fucking Phoenix Wright, isn't it? Is there anyone else that has a subsystem?
I actually don't think that the Basara Cross characters had subsystems at all.
That might make sense, because they wouldn't have subsystems in Sengoku Basara.
Yeah.
But, give me Dante and Smash. I don't care if they've already got Bayonetta. I want this. The wildest thing about Dante and Smash would be that it would be the first official crossover between Devil May Cry and Bayonetta. It would be Hideki Kamiya's two children finally get to meet.
Hideki Kamiya's two children finally fighting.
And I would be so happy. I would get the popcorn. Oh man, could you just imagine a cutscene fight between those two? The madness it would be.
Instead of firing anything, Dante just pulls out literally everything ever made and throws it at Bayonetta, who continues to consume all of it with her hair.
I don't know. I think Bayonetta is more strength than speed. I think Dante is the speed guy between them.
No, I mean literally just taking out the sword and throwing it in her general direction.
Oh.
And shit like that.
Hey, if it works, it works. Alright, moving on to the next topic. This is one for Addy, actually, that I just grabbed because I thought he would think it was fun. So, Chadwick Boseman is starring in a movie about the real-life African samurai of the Sengoku era, Yasuke, who was a samurai for Oda Nobunaga and actually one of his top guys, right? If what I'm reading is correct.
I don't know. I actually have never heard of Yasuke, but
really, he never popped up in any of the Sengoku Basara games.
Not as far as I know. Nor Warriors Orochi, which is the only Koei Tecmo game I play.
Weird.
So
he is in Neo though. He is in Neo though. He's like the final sub boss before Oda.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains why I haven't heard of him at all. Because I have trouble getting past the freaking first level of Neo. But yeah, I'm interested. Sure, more samurai movies. I'm for it.
Yeah, I don't think there's been an American movie depicting the Sengoku era before. Like, I'll ask Pink because Pink's more so like, well, Pink's American, but Pink, can you ever remember like any samurai movie other than the stupid Tom Cruise one that have been made in the West?
I cannot recall any samurai movies off the top of my head.
It's kind of crazy how that's an underdeveloped genre in American film, isn't it?
Right.
But
So what we're saying is that I need to adapt my work in progress anime into a movie as well.
I don't know. There's like a certain question of will Americans even go to watch a samurai movie, right? And the thing here is, this is using the current trends. Because not only is Chadwick Boseman pretty hot right now because of the Black Panther, but like this is hitting the black audience that film executives have just been made aware of the existence of. Somehow, up until now, film executives were like, black people don't watch movies.
Black people don't exist. They're only in the freaking they're only a story to keep people away.
So now that they've been made aware that black audiences exist, This kind of movie now will be, like, big. So, let's see what this does. This could be a very interesting movie about a very weird historical figure.
Yeah.
Ah. I don't know. Maybe it'll be neat. I actually personally don't like Chadwick Boseman. I think he comes off as kind of an ass, but I mean, it could still be an interesting movie. Anyways, hey, information about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 because they did a whole big interview with Game Informer. And we got some information from it. I had to find a news article that summarized it because I'm not fucking buying an issue of Game Informer. Are you fucking kidding? Right. So Team Ninja is handling development directly, which is weird. Now, Addy, does Team Ninja also... Team Ninja... I know for sure they work on Ninja Gaiden, and that's why they're called Team Ninja. Haven't they been working on Dead or Alive for the last couple of years?
Yeah, actually, I'd say that their Team Ninja works on Dead or Alive, and also sometimes Ninja Gaiden.
Probably, yeah. Now, I'm a little bit hopeful here, because Ninja Gaiden Black is one of, like, the definitive character action games.
You can actually play it with Game Pass.
I know,
I
I
think.
downloaded it. I have not had the time to play it because of school.
I have tried to. Bloody hell, is it hard?
I've heard it's quite possibly the most difficult game of all time, alongside the original Ninja Gaiden on the NES.
I actually had the third Ninja Gaiden on NES as well, so yeah. But the thing that was hard about that game, from what I remember, the hardest thing about that game was the camera, because it had Resident Evil cameras,
Ooh.
from what I remember. But take it with a grain of salt because I don't remember.
Okay. Did it have Resident Evil cameras where the camera was totally fixed, or did it have Silent Hill Devil May Cry cameras where the camera will still try to, like... It will still follow the character, but the camera's stuck in place? You get what I'm...
Okay, so yeah, it's stuck in place, but I think it follows the character, and then that's only in some places, but in those places are other places where you need to parkour and shit. So
Okay, yeah, so
yeah,
that's Devil May Cry 1 through 3 camera right there, which Devil May Cry 3, to its credit, pretty much entirely designed the levels around the camera to avoid it being a problem. Devil May Cry 1 did not. So it was a big problem for most of the sections of Devil May Cry 1. But anyways, yeah, Team Ninja is developing it, which is good because Team Ninja has a history in character action, and fucking give me a character action superhero game, please.
actually, they're going away from their roots. It's a Muso game. All your prayers have been answered.
All your prayers have been answered.
You said that you'd be interested in a Muso Marvel game.
Yeah, true. But as long as Captain America's on the roster, I think I'd pull more for character action. Just because I can't see Captain America mowing down tons of dudes.
It's not.
He's
it's
not
Captain,
that super.
It's not Captain America moving down the dudes. It's his shield.
Yeah. Oh, that would suck. I hate when Captain America's moveset in the game is entirely built around the shield, you know? I like when it's a little more mixed. He has some shield moves, he has some martial arts moves, a little mix, you know?
He has a gun.
Yeah, I love gun Captain America. Hot take.
Think he's on his way to strangle you.
No, he's gonna shoot me with Captain America's gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually shut up because he's making the plans right now. As we speak.
He's booking the flight.
My time has come. Ah. Yeah.
Well then.
Alright. Bye, Pink. I assume Discord died?
Yeah, Discord's been giving me just a bit of issues for the past 10 minutes or so.
Alright, you dropped out just in time to avoid hearing me sing the praises of Gun Captain America. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh. And it passed.
Oh, it'll strike later.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry. It's reserving its stocks. It's building up meter so it can get a full super later in the match. Ah. So, continuing on with the information. Apparently, this plan for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 has been going back since before the Switch even was fucking released. Wildly enough.
And the game has looked like soap figures or carved soap figures ever since.
This has been so far back that the graphics just refuse to adapt to the times. That's why it looks the way it does.
Yeah, this has been so far back that it was still the PS1 era.
I think I saw some new footage. Actually, it looks considerably better. I think they've improved on it since the the TGAs. All right, let's see.
Yeah.
There's a lot of meaningless information here I'm trying to root through.
Right, I just opened up the notes as well.
Yeah,
we're going through.
A lot of it is just stuff about Team Ninja saying, "Oh, we're huge Marvel fans."
Right.
But okay. Oh, the old team bonuses where if you assembled a specific team arrangement, you would get a bonus. That's coming back. They're still going to have that mechanic.
Nice.
I was kind of expecting this to be Marvel Ultimate Alliance in all but in name only to a certain degree.
So was I.
So the return of a mechanic like that's a bit of a surprise. Huh. They revealed a couple new characters like Spider-Gwen, Miles Morales, which obviously you gotta throw them in. Fucking Spider-Verse.
Right.
Rocket and Groot are a single playable character. Of course they have to be a single playable character. You can't make them separate. Yes, I would just like to be a fucking tree. The entire game. I am an angry tree.
What is that bullet point? Get a Women of Marvel team-up bonus for select an all-female combination of characters.
Look, the unpaid.
Was this translated?
The unpaid intern. No, the Game Informer's in English.
It's translated from Chinese. That's the original language of the topic or whatever the hell. Bloody hell, what's the English word for it?
All I'm saying is, I bet the unpaid intern for this website didn't get his morning coffee that day.
Oh, interesting note there. Multiple attribute bonuses can run at once. So is that like the team bonus, or is that something else?
That's a good question.
Because if it's like a team bonus, like...
Can you stack teams?
I'm going to assume that the characters on screen will remain only up to 4. So you could potentially get 2 bonuses going at once.
Well, if this was Omega Force, then you would be able to have 5 teams and you could just switch between them by teleportation while running.
No. Don't bring up Jump Force ever again.
Not Jump Force, Omega Force.
Oh.
The people who make Quiet Tecmo's shit.
Oh, okay. Okay. That would be interesting and different, I'll say.
Yeah. Other attribute bonuses include Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Wisecracking Warriors, Femme Fatales, Spelled Fetales, Defenders, Midnight Suns, and more.
Okay, the Midnight
So
Suns...
I can only assume that I'm correct in assuming that it'll go with a 2-and-2 type scenario here.
It could be. It could just be a couple cases like, this is just pissing in the breeze here, but you assemble a team of Ms. Marvel, Spider-Woman. Oh, who else was on that team? Who else was on the New Avengers that was female? I don't know, fucking Jessica Jones. Spider-Man, Ms. Marvel, Jessica Jones, and who the fuck else was on New Avengers? And you'd simultaneously get the New Avengers bonus and the Women of Marvel bonus, right?
Right.
Yes, Spider-Man, my favorite Marvel woman. That's what you said.
Did I? I meant to say Spider-Woman.
Yeah, the second go around you said Spider-Man.
Whatever. But part of my main takeaway is the roster here, because they also showed off. They did show off a couple of the new introductions. One of them was Kamala Khan. Yes, yes, please. Deadpool, which isn't surprising because if we're going to acknowledge the Fox guys, then they're definitely bringing in Deadpool. You know.
Yeah.
Deadpool has a super where you do the freaking you do the strap-on scene with him.
4 characters are on screen at all times.
Right, no split screen, which isn't a huge surprise.
Four characters on screen at all times. That means every character. There are no enemies. You have to sacrifice your characters to find enemies.
Okay. I will say there is one weirdo on the roster that they've revealed, apparently. By this website's account, the roster they have right now, there is one huge weirdo. Everyone else is a reasonable pick, but the weirdo pick here, fucking Crystal from the Inhumans?
I dig it.
I mean, I'd say there's probably only 2 Inhumans that you could introduce without pissing me off. It would be Black Bolt and Crystal. But it's still a weird pick.
It is a very random pick. And yeah, it's kind of out there, especially considering the Inhumans TV show, to my recollection, did so terribly bad. But still, I'm quite happy with it.
Potter will not drop his fucking grudge, I swear.
Crystal is one of those characters that I have a very soft spot for.
I mean, is Human Torch going to be in this game?
Prior to 1969, probably.
Yeah. Is Human Torch going to be in this game too? Because that might make things awkward.
He better be.
Well, I mean, they might just dump part of the Fantastic Four.
Human Torch will be his trophy.
Like, I mean, basically.
They'll give us Jim Hammond.
Oh, that'd be fucking wild. I mean, there's a decent chance that we might just end up with the Thing as our sole Fantastic Four representative, you know? Hell, they could even go the Marvel 3 route and just give us Super Skrull. Which I'd actually be fine with. I love Super Skrull.
Yeah. Here's all the Fantastic Four in one. Be happy.
Yeah. Capcom did it. Why can't we? Other than that, I don't think there's much information to go off of here, except there's a new game mode called Infinity Trials, which I assume are like the old demo missions for Marvel and Ultimate Alliance 1.
Probably.
And they make it sound like the characters each have different, like... I'm hoping they don't do what Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 did, where, like, there's a designated set of, like, 4 different attack sets, basic attack sets.
Yeah.
And generally speaking, everybody but Blade or Ghost Rider pulls from those 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that that means when they say unique playstyles like that, they don't just mean abilities, they mean everyone gets their own combos, you know?
Yeah. I'd like to see that as well.
Which, as I said, like, I want a superhero character action game, so that would tie into that. But it actually looks like it's all good information coming through. I mean, the graphics are hideous, but at the same time, it's Team Ninja, who I actually kind of trust on this.
All right, and it's also a Switch game, so you shouldn't expect too much out of that.
It's a Switch game. Who cares? Nobody buys a Switch.
Literally nobody. Cut to Shigeru Miyamoto and Doug Bowser swimming in money like fucking like fucking
As
Scrooge
Switch is
like fucking Scrooge McDuck.
Right. I mean, the Wii U did abysmally, but I'm pretty sure the Switch has done fantastic numbers for Nintendo.
Oh, absolutely. And Nintendo's got enough bank to rest on that they can take a hit like Wii U and then roll with
right.
Roll with the punches.
Yeah. Doesn't Nintendo have enough bank back from the freaking Wii that they could take like 15 more flopped consoles that would lose them millions of dollars of money?
Yeah.
And just go,
Probably.
I mean, to my knowledge, the Wii, Nintendo 64, and SNES were all resounding success. Well, obviously the NES was the resounding success of its time because it was the only one of its kind.
Right.
But yeah, Nintendo's had enough hits to take some losses. It's had enough hits to take some hits.
Right.
And they
So
have
Nintendo now goes up against Mike Tyson.
I don't know, Mike Tyson's he's got to get old at some point.
I don't know, man. I feel like even if he got old, he would still go to boxing matches to chew people's ears off
Yeah.
for the fun of it.
Just in his spare time.
When he
Yeah.
can no longer box, he shall still bite. My fifth a week, but my teeth are still strong. You can pretty much do the same fucking impression for Dusty and for Mike Tyson. Same thing, really.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. Ignore I just made that noise.
All right.
So yeah, things are looking good. I mean, the worst worry you can have with Team Ninja is they're going to make the game way too hard. Which doesn't require... Doesn't mean Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 will be a bad game. It'll just mean you're going to need to invest a lot of fucking time to get your fun out of it.
Right. But even if they go with the classic route where the previous Ultimate Alliances all had difficulty levels. So, in those little bullet points, it says completing the game on one difficulty mode will unlock the hard difficulty mode, like the classic.
Interesting.
So,
that'd give a good reason
I don't
to
think
replay.
difficulty will be something you have to worry about until you've unlocked the hard mode.
And
Yeah, the thing you should really worry about,
right?
Yeah.
All right.
the thing you should really worry about with this game is that you're gonna start off with freaking Ryu Hayabusa and Kasumi as your playable characters, and then unlock Marvel heroes as you go.
I don't know about Kasumi, but it would actually be kind of cool to see Ryu Hayabusa in this game.
What's a Kasumi?
Dead or Alive.
Big titty ninja.
So why would that be a bad thing?
You know what, Pink? I think you and I come from two very different philosophies. Oh man, you know the fucking character they need to bring in from Dead or Alive for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman?
Okay.
He's just a character in a game?
No, but there's a character who's based off of him, and Dennis Rodman actually fucking voiced him in one of the games.
Isn't his name like Zach?
Zach, yes, Zach. And Zach's whole thing is he tries to always get the girls of Dead or Alive naked. Because he's a huge fucking pervert. Because it's fucking Dennis Rodman. Of course. Oh man, I'd love if Zach's new gimmick in Dead or Alive 6, which I've not played yet, I would love if Zach's new gimmick is him running off to North Korea. He plays basketball with the main villain of Dead or Alive 6, and he's like, hey, he's just a cool guy, guys. I don't know what the problem is.
He watches Extreme Volleyball Volume 50 million on the freaking TV with the main villain.
Yeah.
By the way, Pink.
The villain's like,
why
am I bothering to take over the world when I should be doing this?
Yeah. Pink, if you really want to get into Dead or Alive, but don't want to actually play fighting games, just look up Extreme Volleyball. And then
I think I'm good.
Because Dead or Alive Extreme Volleyball is a thing. And oh boy, is it a thing. And why?
Oh boy.
I don't know.
That game may be the most egregious case I've ever seen of a fucking game where it's like, Japan won't accept nudity, but they'll accept this?
Yeah. Like, I've only seen footage of the first game because honestly I don't care enough to freaking look up the ones that came after. But one of the freaking animations, I have no idea what any of the animations did. But one of the animations was just one of the girls in bikinis tickling another girl in a bikini with a pole that had a hand on its end.
Oh, you've seen that Super Best Friends video too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Japan has a lot of weird fetishes, man. I can't explain why someone would get an erection to that, but someone does. It's like if it exists, there's a fetish of it. Oh, we've spent enough time talking garbage. Let's move on to the last topic. Rainbow Six Siege is overhauling how they are punishing friendly fire.
Indeed.
So going,
They come to your, they spot team killers
yeah,
now.
that'd be something. All right, so going forward, if someone kills you with friendly fire, you will get the ability to say either like they did it intentionally, they did not do it intentionally. And if they did it, if you say they did it intentionally, all of their fucking damage, all their friendly fire damage going forwards will boomerang back to themselves. Which is a novel way of implementing friendly fire damage control, I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
Like this could still be abused by people, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
You give people enough time, they'll figure out a way to abuse any system.
Right.
Particularly if the end by which they intend is just causing pointless sorrow for someone else. That just makes it all the more tantalizing. With that said, part of what I love here is if you damage people a ton without actually killing them, it will just auto turn on boomerang friendly fire.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, there is a chance that might happen on accident. There is a higher chance you're just like, even if you are getting that much friendly fire to do that, you're an idiot.
Right.
So fucking deal with it, nerd.
The moments where you will accidentally cause friendly fire are few and far between. So yeah, overall, I'd say this is a very good system they've put in place.
Yeah, I appreciate that they're recognizing that friendly fire still needs to be an element in the game, or else builds will change vastly.
Imagine if it was Smite. Like sometimes I just go into these things where I imagine other games mechanics and how they handle it and shit like that. Yeah, just imagine like you can't build your character in Siege still and nothing. It's just there's no friendly fire and you can shoot through people.
Yeah.
Just imagine Montagne.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. You shoot both through Montagna and through his shield. That's just broken.
No, Montagna just becomes Reinhardt.
Right?
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Montagne becomes Reinhardt, but without a see-through shield, so you don't know where to shoot. and also no downtime.
The shield doesn't get broken. He's just invincible. Get fucked. So yeah, it's finally a way of dealing with friendly fire that seems like it might actually work slightly more than what is in place now, which kind of doesn't work, honestly.
Right.
Like it feels like every time we go online, there's some case of like, even if it doesn't happen on your team, you will just see the other team, like, they get pissed at each other, and a match will start, and you'll just see so-and-so killed. That you just see 2 team kills pop up in the feed, and you're like, all right, well.
Right.
You are now playing on easy mode. It is now doubly as embarrassing if you lose. So
no game is easy mode for me. There have been multiple times when I played with Pink and the two people freaking team did a 2v5. So
I mean, to be fair, in most of the situations that work out that way, we're going to assume that the first team kill is someone who sucks at the game but can't accept that they suck, so they blame their team. So then they kill their teammate as an expression of rage. And then presumably the guy that kills that team killer is someone who doesn't suck, right? And is just operating out of self-defense at that point. So really what they're doing is they're culling the fat. Assuming that the first guy who got killed isn't the team MVP. In which case, yes, it is embarrassing if you lost. Alright, that's it for news topics. I'm trying to move the podcast along at a semi-speedy rate because I'm being waited on here, but I assume our release schedule is still anarchy.
Yeah, that hasn't been scheduled. I haven't scheduled anything. I can go and schedule something now. Let
I
me
don't
check.
think we've
I
got
might.
anything to schedule outside of like one or two one-offs. Oh no,
No,
we're out of
we,
one-offs.
we don't have
we don't have one-offs.
Yeah, we don't have one-offs. That is the issue.
Oh man! All right, it's guaranteed. Pass whether I fuck up and blow it up or I don't. It is guaranteed that my schoolwork will be over tonight. So fucking tomorrow morning, by the end of the day, my family wants to settle down and play some fucking games on the Switch to celebrate the end of the school year. But before then, I'll wake up in the morning. I'll try to wake up in the morning at like 10 my time, which is 2 hours earlier than what we start the podcast for you guys, and we'll try and do Monster Hunter World.
All right.
We'll do the first part of Monster Hunter World because I want to make that a series.
And let me see. By the way, Overwatch is cancelled. I'm gonna delete it.
Yeah, we've been sitting on that for fucking how long now?
I don't know, Pink. When did we record Overwatch?
August of last year, maybe?
Yeah.
Genuinely like fucking 10 months ago. Or 9.
So, I have no idea when this was originally scheduled to go up. I don't care. On Monday, you're getting Terraria.
Hey! Is that the victory lap?
Yes.
Alright.
It only took us 15 years, but Terraria is finally over.
Yep. The thing that spooked me about that is realizing, like, I intend to go back and finish Scribblenauts with Pink at some point. I don't think... I have a worry we're not going to leave any series unfinished. Which means at some point, we're going to have to go back and fucking do BioShock.
Oh boy.
Many years from now, but at some point.
But eventually...
I'll be honest,
But-
I think we should wait until Pink has a recording setup that we can function with, and wait until then to do that, because I think Pink is the one who knows the least about BioShock. And, like, he's got a little bit there from the footage he saw of me playing, but I think it'd be more interesting if we put Pink in the driver's seat, since Addy and I both have definitely been spoiled on the story of the game.
I don't
man.
remember shit, dude.
Ah,
I remember some big plot points, not enough to actually know the ending, but still.
yeah. Well, the thing is, there are multiple endings,
Ah,
depending on your actions over the course of the game. There's a morality system.
the only big plot point that I remember that we didn't reach, in the series that Atlas Shrugged,
Yeah.
and that's it.
I mean, it's also probably good for us to wait on that one until we get like a figure on whether or not we're willing to even talk about politics for the show.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, so far we've been fairly kind of loosey-goosey, so I want to see, like, do we want to keep that going and keep loosey-goosey about it, or do at some point we want to be like, you know what, nah.
We'll see.
Like, BioShock depends very heavily on politics is part of the problem. And we will definitely never do BioShock 2 or BioShock Infinite. Fuck that. Alright. Pink, you got anything coming up on your channel?
I do. I think I've got 2 more things of Rainbow Six that I will hopefully get around to actually uploading this week.
Alright.
And more Stronghold.
Alright. And Eddie, you got anything going up on your channel?
Yeah, actually, for a change.
Oh, alright.
Yeah. So, have you heard of this game called Descenders?
No.
It just released.
Okay.
It's basically bicycle skate, but it's procedurally generated.
Oh, okay. Now this sounds interesting. But it's got like the Tony Hawk systems for style points, right?
Yes.
Interesting. Dynamically generated style.
Yeah. And so I downloaded that game because way back when I saw a video of it, way back when it was in alpha, I want to say. So back when it only had one world. And yeah, I found it interesting because, skate controls and all that.
Yeah.
And so now it's released. Now it's on Game Pass. It has multiplayer, actually. So I went and downloaded it. I fired up my recording software because I needed to check it out to see, if my new PC has a good setup and all that. And I recorded the first session of me playing it. And it's well, while the overall quality of the video isn't probably the best, the freaking ending I love. Because I'm not sure if either of you watched that video, but
Dude, I have had no time.
but yeah,
Don't spoil it for the viewer, though.
no, I won't.
Because
The
I
whole
think we've
thing
actually
was-
got like 1 or 2 weekly viewers now, so the game has changed.
We have responsibility now.
Code
Yeah.
Green, we've actually got viewers. Code Green.
But so that whole thing got down to 4 minutes, like barely 4 minutes from an hour. Well, 45 minutes or so, 48, somewhere around there, but still. So yeah,
Alright.
then
Finally,
this
you have
was
entered the school of raw footage, my child.
no, I dude, when I started out, I refused to edit shit because I didn't have money.
Yeah.
So I was in the school of raw footage before you.
Oh no! You were born in the raw footage.
Well, it wasn't
Wait a
by
minute. I have merely adopted the raw footage.
But yeah, like you see why I'm so heavy on editing now that I can actually do it.
Oh man.
For a good like year or two, actually might have been 3. I don't know. My channel started in 11. I uploaded the first video in 13, I want to say, and then until 14 or so, not 14, 16 or so. Say yeah, the 3 years, because I started reviewing shit in like 16. So yeah, right until that, all of my videos were unedited raw footage shit.
Huh.
So that's why I'm so heavy on, that's why I'm so heavy on having shit edited together well and just making it look good and putting in jokes through editing and shit like that. Because I wasn't able to do that before, and it's actually a lot better quality than just raw footage
Yeah.
with no touch ups later.
I take
So yeah.
I take the Deadpool position of vaguely throwing myself off the cliff and saying maximum effort.
But yeah, so that, and then yesterday I was supposed to be learning German because the day before yesterday I was supposed to be learning German because I had a German exam yesterday. But I checked the thing that was supposed to help me learn German, and it was useless. So I went and wrote, recorded, and edited a review on the standards as well. So both of those are coming out on Monday.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Now, ordinarily this would be the time we do meme hour, but not only are we going for a shortened week, but the meme market has been dry. We're in a bear market for memes here. So I will bring up a simple, funny picture. Enjoy. I can't tell you what the best part of this picture is. I don't know why Maria suddenly becomes a fucking stripper when she becomes Punisher, but
That's what made me laugh. It's like you got stripper Punisher here and her little kids.
All right, I also have one picture.
Okay, let's give it just a moment, though. I want to say, first of all, Bullets the Wonder Pup. Can we make that a thing for Punisher forever? Because I know Punisher's established to love his doggos. Can we give him a dog sidekick that's just Bullets the Wonder Pup? Please? Please? Someone? No? Okay, fuck me then. Also,
Look at that. Yeah.
I love. Okay, you go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
Look at that tombstone, and look at how the freaking inscription is.
Kicker of
And,
serious.
and imagine that inscription without the kid in front of it.
Beloved husband, father, and
Blank. Kicker of serious blood.
yeah. I think it. Well, I mean that's poor tombstone design, but I get what they're going for.
Yeah, I understand why they did it, but I'm of a if you're doing this thing, then see if you can do it to make it realistic and readable.
Yeah.
Because like if even if not putting the lines under, they could have made it so I don't know, like between those two lines there's a half-shown Punisher emblem on it or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably smart. They should have done that. But oh, the part that always gets me is Punisher's daughter smoking a cigar.
It really should have been the dog.
The dog smoking the cigar. Well, what? Then the daughter would have the dynamite in her mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah. What I really love about this, I love the idea. Frank Castle, notorious Vietnam veteran and horrifying killer of men even before his family died. He dies and his family somehow becomes the Punisher.
His the thing that we don't know is that his family is also Vietnam vets.
Even the dog.
Yeah, the dog. Especially the dog.
Yeah. Have you seen that text from Superheroes bit too?
No.
Oh, there was a bit where Superman texts Aquaman. And he says, "Hey, we're having the Super Kids meeting. You want to bring your son Aqualad?" And Aquaman says, "Aqualad's not my son." Aquaman says, "Really? I always thought so." Aquaman replies, "Aqualad's black, dude." And Superman says, "Oh, I just assumed all Atlanteans were related." Aquaman says, "Well, that's kind of racist. Imagine if I said all Kryptonians were related." Superman says, "But we all are." Aquaman says, "Including the dog?" Superman says, "Especially the dog." Alright. Addy, you want me to throw you up a timestamp?
Sure. So credit for this picture goes to Smite Reddit. Because somebody from Smite Reddit made it. And it's not uploading.
Fuck! Fuck!
No, give it time. Give it time. It's nearly done.
I'm gonna have to edit the timestamp.
128.2.
Should be up any second now. There we
Any
go.
second now.
On the phone, it showed up. Oh wait, I put it in the wrong thing. That's my.
Oh, it's in general.
Okay.
Fuck me. No, it's not in general.
No, now it's not. Now it's not. Now I deleted it.
Okay, put it in. Put it in. Put it in.
I'm putting it in. Don't worry.
Timestamp is so old now.
Alright, there we go. Jesus Christ. What is that? What is...
What is that?
That's the new Smite meme. Guan Cena.
Why?
I don't know.
And why is he riding a horse that's Randy Orton, Kurt Angle, Triple H, and Undertaker?
I have no idea. Chinese myth, I guess.
Guan Yu's horse doesn't have 4 heads.
The biggest problem I see with this picture is that John Cena, or Gon Cena rather, is wearing pants and not jorts. That's completely inaccurate. I demand a refund.
You should have the entirety of Guan Yu's outfit, but it's all jean material. It's all fucking...
No. No, it's Guan Yu's outfit, but it's all the top part is black and has Rise Above Hate on it, and then the bottom part is khaki shorts.
Uh,
Like, but instead of actual shorts, he just cut the dress part down to be short sized.
damn it. All right, there's our funny pictures for the day. Hey, all right. Pink, you done anything this week?
I have, I think. Let's see. I actually had 2 consecutive days off in a row, so I spent a lot of time in 2K. What year is this? 19. I set up a retro universe, and I had always previously stated that my retro universes, Tatanka would sort of take the place of Hulk Hogan, and that's sort of exactly what happened.
But why though?
I have no idea.
Because Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Delicious.
So, when I was trying to decide who would be the world champion, I just took 4 guys, threw them all in a steel cage, and I was like, hey, I'll throw Tatanka in there, because I always say he's my stand-in for Hogan, because why not?
It came back.
Bless you. It finally struck. And he actually went on to win the match and become champion. And it blew my mind because even Tatanka knew that he was destined to take over Hogan's role.
There's nothing quite as funny when you accept someone in a steel cage or Royal Rumble or whatever for the championship, and you're like, I'll let him be, even though he clearly won't win. And it's like fucking Santino Marella or some shit, right? And it's like,
the story
Santino
of how
Marella is new world champion, and you're like, I made a mistake.
the story of freaking forever Mr. Money in the Bank Zack Ryder for me.
Yeah.
He refuses to lose Money in the Bank. It's the only match type he wins in, but he refuses to lose.
2K19 lets you pick the winner, right? You can just ignore the match and pick the winner.
Yes.
Thank God. That alone guarantees that I will buy 2K19 at some point this year. Presumably whenever it goes on sale on Steam.
Yep.
But that is one of the biggest quality of life features one could ever put in a game. So all right, Tatanka is your world champion. Who you got for Intercontinental?
Ricky Steamboat.
That's the correct choice. I think I'm not exactly sure for sure, but I think my family's gonna drag me to a baseball game, like in a month or so. And the reason they're going to do it, like, I don't want to go to a baseball game. I'm not a huge baseball person.
But they're talking about Ricky Steamboat.
But legitimately, that's why they're dragging me along, because Ricky Steamboat's going to be there and they want me to get his autograph. And I was like, okay, I like Ricky Steamboat. I have not actually watched a Ricky Steamboat match in my life, guys. So, yeah. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe it won't. I don't know. Maybe I'll weasel my way out. All right, tag champs. Let's hear them.
Heart Foundation.
All right, smart choice. When you have the Hart Foundation, do you go for it as a stable or just the tag team of Neidhart and Brett?
At the moment, it's only Neidhart and Brett. I was thinking about maybe getting a Dynamite Kid to put Bulldog with, or pushing Bulldog into the Intercontinental scene. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with him yet.
Dynamite Kid's is one of those cases where it's like, the guy was such a shit person in real life, I can't be bothered to put him in the games, regardless of how good he was, you know?
Right. So I'm kind of in the same boat. That's one reason I haven't got a Dynamite Kid. Second reason is I don't often use CAWs anyway.
I do whenever it's someone that I consider a necessity.
Right.
Because there are a couple of games where there was no Ric Flair, which means that I had to get a Ric Flair CAW.
Right.
Yeah,
there are always those few exceptions that I have to make.
And who do you get, Addy?
Muta.
Muda. Yep, Muda's one of my
Muda's
worst.
always a good one.
Muda. I'll
Yeah,
grab Kenta Kobashi if he's an option, but usually the CAW makers aren't really on point with classic Japanese wrestlers.
Right.
Yeah. Last time I got a freaking wrestling game, also was when 2K19 was on freaking free weekend. I think I actually grabbed both Muda and Keiji Muto. Because why have one when you can have both?
Yeah. Oh man, I have fond memories of way back when going on a CAW downloading craze and being like, I'm gonna download all the indie losers that everybody loves, and I'm looking over the list and I'm looking at like Chris Hero, Cassius Ono is the same person as Chris Hero. Isn't he?
Yeah.
Kevin Steen, El Generico. I was looking at the list and I was like, none of these people are ever gonna get into the WWE. They're way too weird. Cut to now.
Get to now where all those guys are in the game.
They brought Chris Hero back. I'm still amazed by that. Fucker refused to stop eating cheeseburgers, but I guess they reneged on their cheeseburger policy. Is he actually showing up for work this time?
It's kind of a mixed bag with him. He's still in terrible shape comparative to his earlier years, but he has put on some good matches down in NXT.
I feel like
That's because
It's not a complete loss. It's not like he's Samoa Joe.
That's because they pay him in cheeseburgers, Pink.
the better a match he puts out, the more cheeseburgers he gets.
The better match he puts out, the more quality cheeseburger he gets. So for like really good matches, they order one of those premium cheeseburgers from Japanese McDonald's and shit like that for him.
Five Guys.
Yeah.
Oh man, have I ever mentioned for Five Guys, like, I used to absolutely adore Five Guys, and I would take every opportunity I could get to get a Five Guys burger. There was one time where my family, the four of us, went, and the lady working up front was a borderline deaf old lady, very clearly, like, I don't want to say she had early onset Alzheimer's, but she should not have been working in a restaurant. And we were a little suspicious, but we were like, whatever, we'll live with it for a Five Guys cheeseburger, right?
Right.
So we get our burgers, but she forgets the fries somehow, which is incredible.
How do you forget that?
So my dad goes up back to get the fries and argue with the lady, and he has to argue with the old lady for a while because, again, she's like borderline senile. And here's the crazy thing. They put those Five Guys burgers in those aluminum wraps, right?
Yeah.
Which is a smart thing because it keeps the burger cooking itself through its own heat as long as it's in the aluminum foil. Well, my family, we all decide like, all right, we're just going to go ahead and start eating our burgers without the fries. My dad leaves his in the aluminum foil. He eventually comes back with the fries after like a solid 10 minutes of arguing with the lady, and he eats his burger. The next day, me, my sister, and my mom all come down violently with fucking food sickness. Because the fucking burgers weren't cooked. But because my dad went up to argue for the fries, his burger finished cooking itself in the aluminum foil. So he didn't get shit.
He was spared because the lady forgot the fries.
Yeah.
Life hacks.
That may have been the worst day of my life, having food sickness. Have any of you guys had food sickness?
Never to such a severe degree that I was vomiting.
Yeah, I mean, I vomited once with it. Like it definitely not to the point as you, W, but yeah.
Like, it was liquid coming out all ends. It got to the point, it was the worst pain I've ever had in my life. My body was still trying to throw up when it had completely evacuated my bowels. I had puked out and shit out everything inside me, and my body was still like, get it out, get it out.
That's terrible.
And that is a unique pain, let me tell you, retching up nothing. But your body still forces you to keep going and keep doing it. I keep drifting in and out of consciousness, and it hurts to move. God, that was the worst. Like, I came down with a special variation of, like, the fucking flu once that the doctors were not able to figure out. It kept me bedridden for 2 weeks. I lost, like, 20 fucking pounds or 30 pounds because I didn't eat any, like, I wouldn't eat anything except for, like, saltines or some shit. Did not get out of bed for 2 weeks. But that wasn't too bad because I wasn't conscious for the vast majority of it. Ah. All right. You know, I would ask Pink who's this women's champion for the classic wrestling universe, but I don't imagine it's gonna be anyone too impressive.
Right. I don't even have a classic one at the moment because the timeline is set so far back. I'm like, nobody at this point was even wrestling.
You can get Fabulous Moolah and nobody else. All right, you play anything else?
I went back to Shantae. I actually figured out that I was playing the sequel to the release, not release, the relaunch from whenever they did that.
Shantae
So I actually went
a reboot?
and did the first one.
Shantae had a relaunch or reboot?
I believe that's what all the modern incarnations are.
Huh, did not know that. It's kind of weird for an old 2D platformer to do that.
Right. So I started that. Very fun. Kind of odd because I'm so used to playing Mario that having a platformer where you cannot kill enemies by jumping off their heads, still a big learning curve for me there.
Is it one of those cases where Shantae can only kill them through power-ups?
Yeah, through her, it's like, what, maybe like Castlevania. She has a hair whip. So she has to whip enemies to death.
Ah, okay. How much range does the hair whip got on it?
A decent amount.
Alright, yeah, then it's probably Castlevania-esque.
Yeah.
Unless you're playing
You don't
as
have to
Alucard.
get up close and personal.
Yeah. Unless you're playing as Alucard, in which case you gotta run up and stab the fuckers in the face.
And Pink was listening to Willow's bass through all of it.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Will Smith's daughter, she had a song called "I Whip My Hair Back and Forth" or some shit like that.
And
That's also all of the lyrics. that Soldier Boy reference and Rip It Real Good. That's your lyrics.
Isn't Soldier Boy in a ton of trouble right now because he was like selling pirated video games or some shit?
Yes, we even talked about it on the podcast. How did you forget?
Yeah.
Oh. Look, man, I follow many purveyors of trash news. So, like, it's impossible for me to tell, like, did I hear about this from Addy or from Castle Super Beast? Because you both have a mutual fascination with trash. Alright. And, is that about it, Pink? No movies?
Yeah, that's about it, I think.
Alright. Eddie, what you been up to this past week?
Right. So, loads of exams. For one. Yeah, I did all of the written exams, so that's not gonna be an issue anymore. Now it's only the oral ones. It'll happen. Bless you.
Bless you.
My body expels the evil of tests.
There's actually well, I wanted to call it a revolt, but it's not exactly that. But there's actually people making a big deal out of the math exam that we had, and by the people, and by people I mean in the whole country, because it was a country mandated thing.
Oh.
Yeah. So people are saying that the math examination thing, the whatchamacallits, the things that you had to do, they were too hard and all that. I don't know. I'm shit at math. It wouldn't make a difference for me anyway. So,
Huh.
but yeah. So there's that. There's also another drama going around that they want us to retake the history exams because apparently the paper leaked out on Facebook.
Huh. Well, clearly everyone must have cheated off this Facebook leak, so all of you have to pay the price.
Yeah,
In that kind of situation, I'd say only make people retake the test if they got a 100%.
Right.
Because, I mean, there are some smart cheaters, and smart cheaters are nearly, like, unless you actually catch them in the act, smart cheaters are very difficult to discern from people who actually did it right. Because a smart cheater, like, will know to shoot for a 90 instead of 100 and flub some questions. You know?
Yeah.
yeah.
Nah.
But
I mean,
yeah, that's
people.
yeah.
I think people would rather be egalitarian in this case, which translates to punish everybody for the crimes of the few.
So yeah, that's the exam news. That those are actually relatively funny or some shit. I don't know. Other than that, I actually didn't get to talk about what I did last week either. So because of the internet issues and all that.
Oh, all right.
Right.
So Okami, we started talking about this last week.
Did you finish it?
I didn't finish it yet. I'm in the middle now, though. So yeah.
Oh, all right.
So yeah, so it's a pretty fun game so far.
I always hear praise for the music.
Yeah, the music is good. Yeah, definitely. Like, I can't even tell what's my favorite part right now. The part that's made me angry about it is how there's a lot of backtracking in the part where I am, but whatever. It's an
Given
old game.
Capcom's treatment of Clover Studios, I'd assume that Capcom just cut the budget past a point.
Possible. So that I liked how there's Mr. Resetti is in it.
Yeah,
That you have to play whack-a-mole with Mr. Resetti.
yeah. Oh, that finally, vengeance, vengeance.
So yeah, that was a fun part.
What do they even
I
do
can
with
also
Mr. Rossetti now that you can't do that anymore? Wait, can
No,
you?
he's out of a job now.
I feel like I heard they did something like just making him one of the shopkeepers now. But anyways, you're saying
I wouldn't be surprised. I forgot. Oh right, there's a magical drawings, all that. Yeah, there's a drawing that summons a bomb.
Huh.
So you can take two guesses which drawing I use in every battle.
All right. Hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah, and then there's also a lot of things. I've gotten multiple weapons by now, and yeah, I can feel the Devil May Cry on it.
Oh,
Definitely, cause you get
big
this
combos.
that as well. One of the items, if you have equip it as your primary weapon, then you can draw dots on people and that shoots them.
Huh.
But not even that. There's a weapon that's a whip that you use, and the whip in the secondary slot is actually a gun.
What?
Yeah, because it's not a whip. It's a whip made up of beads, anal beads,
Okay. You have my
and
attention.
then you use it as a whip in the primary slot in the second, because every weapon has a different use in the primary and secondary slots. So for the whip, the primary slot is a whip. The secondary slot is the beads get split up, and Amaterasu just shoots them out of her mouth.
Okay.
Yeah. Other weapons so far have just been mirror and shield, which primary use is dealing damage. Secondary use is shielding you against people. There's also the lightsaber dude, Vaka.
That guy, yeah, that you brought up the picture of.
What picture?
Didn't you show a picture?
Oh, you mean you?
Oh, it was
No, I
It was
didn't.
a tweet. It was a tweet, right?
Yeah, you saw the tweet. Oh yeah, you saw the tweet. Yeah, yeah. So there's that dude. He's basically a mini boss, in some areas, and that's about it. Overall, pretty fun game so far. Yeah, I'll still have to finish it though.
Would
So
you
that
say the praise of it being like the people who call it one of the greatest of all time? Would you say that that seems at least semi-accurate so far?
uh, semi-accurate, I suppose. Like, I'm noticing a lot of Zelda elements on it, and I don't like Zelda. So, but other than that, yeah, like aside from the backtracking and the slight Zelda elements, yeah.
All right.
So yeah, other than that, I also bought Samurai Showdown 6 last week, yesterday, yeah.
Oh, all right. What's the differences between Samurai Showdown 6 and the previous entries?
Samurai Showdown 6 is not canon, for one.
Well, that's a pretty big difference.
Yeah, it's not canon because it's a Dream Fight game.
Oh, okay.
And
There we go. SNK and their Dream Fighters.
yeah. So, in this game, you can play as literally everyone who has ever lived and has been at all contributing to the story of Samurai Showdown.
I will take
And
Abraham Lincoln.
He hasn't contributed to Samurai Showdown though.
Has he?
But like Galford, the American ninja guy with the dog.
Yes.
Yeah, you can play as Poppy, the dog.
Oh.
You can play as the dog as a separate character.
10 out of 10.
That's awesome. That is actually
Yeah, and
awesome.
you can also play as just naming a few characters who aren't actual fighters. There's Poppy for the animals. There's Nekoruru's dog, I think. Nekoruru's I don't freaking remember which
Doesn't she have an
Ruru.
eagle?
Whatever.
Or a
I
hawk?
don't freaking remember all of the Rurus, but whatever. The Ruru's animals are also playable.
Yeah.
both the dog and the hawk, I think.
Who is your
Or at least
fighting
the hawk
game
is.
main? Doggo or Burb?
Yeah. And then who else? Oh right. You know the guy in the background with the flags?
No.
Okay, every fight there's a guy in the back with flags who gives the point to the winning side because duels. Yeah, that dude is also playable.
Ah,
In fact, not only is he playable, you have to press a special button to turn all of the characters into him.
ha!
So
We
yeah,
are all announcer in our hearts.
yeah. And then Pink will be glad to hear that Coffee Nicotine is also playable again.
Yes!
So now we just need to buy Pink a PS4 and Nicotine will be back.
I can play as a doggo and nicotine. Greatest day ever.
Bring back nicotine. That's such a weird sentence.
Yeah, Nicotine is an old guy who probably died from coffee and nicotine or OD.
Yeah.
He probably did die from an overdose because he's never been in any of the other games.
Yeah, he was in 2 and that's it.
And there's our reason. The man's
So, yeah.
dead.
Didn't you also say that he was like the Kururu's grandpa or something? I forget. I'm pretty sure Samurai Showdown 2 was literally the first baby pig we shot.
I believe that is correct.
Yes, it is. It's actually
So,
still got
yeah.
a surprising amount of views on it.
It's nicotine. It's the nicotine power.
It's the nicotine addiction.
Yeah. So yeah, Samurai Showdown 6. I also bought Guilty Gear Xrd Sign, whatever.
Okay, now, what you just had? Did you just have Sign and upgrade it to Revelator, or did you just have Exert and upgrade it to Sign?
Uh, no, I didn't have any of them. I bought Sign. I I went back. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try medium because you always freaking shit on me for not playing games on normal. So I go with medium. I choose Chip because I haven't played Chip in years, and I'm like, well, he was the last guy I know who's actually in the game, and I knew how to play it somewhat. And I was relatively competent. So it turns out, Guilty Gear is probably the only game I'm actually good at after all these years still.
Oh, you are so full of shit. Mr. fucking plays for honor every day over here.
I did say after all these years.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that, and I was like, man, I wish Johnny was in this game because I made Johnny. Chip, I used Chip when Johnny wasn't available in Guilty Gear.
And then Revelator was like, hey.
Yeah, the Revelator was like,
what if Johnny was in the game, huh?
Yeah, and so I saw Revelator. It was like $20, and then I looked it up. Saw that Revelator Rev 2 was, Revelator 2 was just the same thing with the DLC characters, and I went, okay, I'll pay $40 for that, and now I have Revelator 2 as well.
Oh man, I probably shouldn't have refunded that. Actually, you know what? It does work out that I refunded that game, so I should probably just buy Guilty Gear Xrd for PlayStation now, so I can actually play it with you.
So yeah, Johnny, I went back. Better than Chip.
Yeah. I personally am not a Chip person, but Johnny's fucking awesome.
No, I meant gameplay-wise. I somehow retained more of Johnny than Chip, still. Probably because I...
Gotta get them coin combos.
Yeah. So, that. You know, my gameplay style has changed, though, because back when I used to play Guilty Gear, well, before now, I remember I just used Chip's dash attack, by which I mean his Hadouken.
Yeah.
You know the one?
No.
And then
I do not play Chip.
Chip has an attack or Hadouken 1, I believe. Then where he crouches down, he yells something, he disappears, and then he appears in another point on the other side of the screen. But he cuts the enemy if they're in line.
Okay.
So yeah, I basically used and abused that back when I played Guilty Gear last. And then with Johnny, I always use his jumping slash, the one on kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I did.
Yeah.
when I last played Johnny. So like accidentally sometimes I pulled off coin combos, but I was like, how do I coin? So
I run into that every time I pick up Johnny. I always forget the fucking input for coin.
it's so easy though. Because it maybe for me it's easy because I always use hard inputs, but because it's literally just Hadouken hard, I'm pretty sure.
You see, I always figure it's on light because it's a coin. Why would that be a hard move?
I don't know. I just got used to it. So yeah. My playstyle with Chip has changed from going from just using that for move to never being on screen. I'm always teleporting.
Yeah.
The only point when I'm not teleporting is that I'm getting hit out of teleporting.
Yeah.
So yeah. Because according to the game, at least, that's how Chip is supposed to be played. Because I've played against the CPU, so
yeah.
That.
Johnny, I love when the CPU is a shitbird. That's my favorite.
Yeah. Oh, you cursed me with freaking Bossino.
Yeah.
Ever since you said that what's hard on you, she's decided that she's going to spam one move and one move only that's unblockable.
Oh, she doesn't. They didn't fucking give her the Midnight Carnival as a regular move that she can use in Revelator 2, did they?
Which was the Midnight Carnival?
When the screen fills up with crosshairs and then lasers shoot out everywhere.
No. The move I'm talking about is her is her thing where she does the Morrigan move. You know, the the uppercut, and then the edge comes out from from the ground.
Hmm. Oh yes, yes, yes. I remember. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't been. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's unblockable or if I'm just shit at blocking it, but it has gone through my freaking block multiple times,
It
and I'm
might
pretty
hit
sure that you.
low. It might hit low. It may have a deceptive hit.
That's stupid. All right.
Well, the thing is, I think it's actually technically just a crouching hard punch or no, it's probably a crouching hard kick. So it's actually crouching hard kicks are pretty much universally in fighting games considered to be low hits. You know,
Yeah, I'll need to play to figure out what and how.
Ino's a
But
very
yeah,
fun character to play. She's one of my favorites alongside Slayer.
so far out of my old mains, I've also played Slayer, as you said, Faust, who I always wanted to try it because he looked weird, but I was like, well, he has the gigantic scalpel, and I don't like the gigantic scalpel, so so now I just play Yoshimitsu instead. I just use the scalpel as a freaking rod and just fly,
Yep.
and that's Faust.
Faust is probably one of the best zoners in fighting games for just how goofy and weird he is.
My favorite is My favorite is the 1,000 Years of Death. His super.
Is that the one? Is that the one where he shoves his fingers up your ass?
Yes.
Hey, Pink, welcome to Guilty Gear, by the way.
Yeah. So one of the characters is a doctor, and his super is disappearing behind you, appearing from the ground, and just shoving 4 fingers up your ass.
Of course it is.
Never doubt.
So yeah. Add Guilty Gear to the list of games we need to play with Pig.
Yeah. Yeah. No kidding.
But yeah. So that's also Baiken.
Are you a biking type? I know that I've never been a huge biking person.
I might be because she reminds me a lot of Moria. I think his name was Moria. Is a guy from Last Blade, if I remember, the long red hair dude.
I vaguely
Was the main antagonist of one Last Blade 1.
No. It's not ringing any bells.
Okay, let me see if I can find a picture of him. Give me a sec.
No, you're
But yeah,
you're probably fine. People are waiting on me. I really cannot have much more editing time. It's not that important.
all right, yeah. So she reminds me of him because she reminds me of him and Oro from Third Strike.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. Though I think isn't Biken's whole thing like her chain that brings people in, and like she's got the great normals that she does. So it's basically about just forcing them into close range so you can normal the shit out of them.
I don't know, dude. I just do the freaking samurai slashes all day.
Yeah,
I kill people with it.
I can't
Because
I can't remember most of Biken's special moves other than the weird floor table kick and the.
that's not a table. That's not a Tommy.
Whatever.
That's a flooring. That's a flooring kick.
All right. Okay.
But yeah, what were you going to say?
I'm just saying I don't remember her even having special moves that have to do with her sword.
Yeah, the one move I reference is actually a stance of sorts because you go half circle back, and then kick, and she does this like small run forwards, and during the run forwards you can input light, medium, or heavy. I have no idea what light. Yeah.
I remember this. I'm remembering this now. It's bringing me back.
Yeah, I have no idea what light does. Medium, I believe, does a thrust, and then heavy does the slice I spam with her.
Yeah. I'd assume light is just cancel because it tends to be that in most Japanese fighting games.
Yeah, could be. So that you also need to do this stance to freaking do one of her supers. So That's how I learned it.
Ah, okay. Yeah, now it's reminding me. Now it's reminding me.
But yeah, overall, I thought that I might not like Biken because she's a lot slower than Johnny. And Johnny, in my eyes, as much of a cowboy as he is a samurai. Because he does EIJitsu. I don't care.
Well, the thing is, he's Johnny Cash if Johnny Cash were a samurai.
Yeah. So cool.
Which I feel like that's something that can get this series to appeal to Pink. Every character in these games is based off of a real life Western music star.
Oh, funny.
The main guy, Soul Bad Guy, is based off of Freddie Mercury.
I wouldn't have guessed.
He has Freddie Mercury's stance. The same way Freddie holds his mic is how Soul holds the sword. Also,
I didn't notice.
Also,
The only so that's why he has Rocky on his on his headband.
yeah. Yeah.
I thought that was them censoring swearing.
Nope, it's a Queen reference. I want to say, and here's the thing: for each of those characters that are like made as a big reference to musical acts, a lot of their special moves are named after songs, and I think almost all of Soul's moves are actually just Queen songs.
Oh,
I can't.
so
remember their names.
who's Chip? David Bowie?
Chip is Enough's Enough, which is a random like '80s pop band that I guess must not have been big in the States, but was probably bigger in Japan.
I see.
The crazy one, Key Kiska, is Metallica.
Oh,
You know his super.
Also-
you know Key's super where he charges forward with lightning. That super
Yes.
is named Ride the Lightning.
oh boy.
And like Key's kind of a pretty boy for me, but I will always appreciate Key for the fact that he has a super named Ride the Lightning.
Actually, it turns out Key is not Key. Key is supposed to be pronounced Kai.
Nope, it's Key. The Japanese pronunciation is Key, but every time they get a translation team to do it, they fuck it up and pronounce it Kai.
Then why the hell does the freaking Japanese dub inside pronounce it Kai?
That's weird. To my understanding, it's been Key ever since Double X. I mean,
Because-
you can't really go off
yeah.
of Exerd's English dub, by the way, because Exerd's English dub notoriously sucks.
No, I'm going off of the Japanese dub
Weird.
of Exerd.
Weird. They must
Yeah,
have changed it.
In the Japanese dub of Zine, you fight Key with Chip, and Chip calls him by his name, and he goes Kai.
But what about the announcer? Does the announcer call him Kai or Key?
Yes, Kai.
Huh. Okay. I guess they changed it, or maybe I've been mishearing it this whole time. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
Whatever. I will never call him Kai. That sounds stupid. Key just sounds better.
Yeah,
No?
that's what I was about to say. Kai Kiska somehow doesn't really roll off the tongue.
Yeah. So that I also tried Raven.
Okay, Raven, I have not got to even see footage of how Raven plays.
Raven. Let me tell you what is awesome if Dawson was Iori.
Oh boy.
Genuinely
my
just
God.
awesome if he was Iori.
Because I took one look at that character design and I was like, that looks a lot like Iori if Iori just cut the shit and went goth. But isn't Raven actually supposed to be like somewhat of a good guy, even though he works for the villain?
I think he's supposed to be mind controlled and also dead.
Oh,
I don't know. Yeah, Raven has the stretchy arm. I mean, not to Dalsim's level, but he still has the stretchy limbs and also the edge of Iori. So
ah. So is your new main?
I actually really like playing as him, not because him being edgy, but because he's called Raven. They went all in with flying combos, and by flying combos, he gives himself wings with the cloak.
Ah. That's kind of interesting, just having a character who's focused on their air game. Huh.
Yeah. And how you trigger flying is by you jump up, but only once, and then you do an air dash, and the air dash automatically turns into the flying attack.
Oh,
And you can
interesting.
go off of that.
Interesting. That's very weird. Oh, that's
Yeah,
another.
I
That's another weird thing about Guilty Gear. Fucking air dashing.
yeah. I mean, I got used to it with Johnny because Johnny is also pretty heavy on air dashing because he just walks. But yeah.
Do they still have where Faust, when Faust does his back air dash, he swims in the air?
No, he does it. He does it at all times.
Oh yeah! Oh, I love Faust. He's so ridiculous. He's
Yeah,
such a freak. I love it.
yeah. I love Faust as well.
All right. And
But yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
are there any other games or movies you done a play to watch this week?
I think that's about it. Yeah, that's about it.
All right. And on my end, I've done mostly schoolwork, wrapping up. let's let's see. Big ethics paper, bunch of statistics tests, bunch of economics tests, and after this, I'm gonna have to edit this, and then I'm gonna have to fucking write a bunch of economics papers that are all due tonight, because economics, as it turns out, my economics class was one of those ones where it's like all due on the last day. Type A personality says, well, other classes have due dates way before then, so they all become first priority. Which means now I've pretty much done an entire class's worth of work in like the last couple of days.
And then you will commit seppuku.
I'll commit Sudoku. You're
Yeah.
goddamn right.
You commit Sudoku to honor your grades.
Yes. Oh man, the real trouble is I'm gonna have to write those papers after this. The podcast fries my brain. I can't do intellectual stuff after the podcast. I usually have to just like relax and like watch a movie or play a video game. I am going to have to go off of zero brain juice.
You're screwed.
I am fucked.
Be like me, have zero brain juice at all. So
At this point, I mean, past a certain point, I have to accept I'm not getting a good grade because I waited this long. So I probably should just like make it. It's like 4 papers technically 5 papers I gotta do, each with 2 pages. And one of the papers wants 3 sources. I might as well just fucking fart on the paper and call it a day. You know? How many school assignments did you guys have where it's like, fuck it?
all of them.
I have almost the same answer.
Like, the thing is, I'm supposed to be an egghead, but well, I guess my definition of not caring about things is different than most people's.
Well, the thing
Cause
is,
like yeah,
being smart and actually doing all like being an efficient school worker is two very different things. Because I guarantee,
that's true.
like Addie, you are definitely the smart one of our trio. But with that said, I think it's likely that I probably am the one who did the best in school because I'm a good little bootlicker, so I got all the shit done on time. Except for this, because this is the first class I've ever done where they didn't have due dates until the fucking end, and my Type A personality was like, "What the fuck do I do?"
I don't know, cause all of in high school, because that's the one I'm finishing. Everything has been A's so far, so
Oh, never mind. You did better.
yeah.
I had to eat a couple B's and like 1 or 2 F's in my time.
Yeah, my worst grade was a B.
Okay.
So yeah.
I lose.
Because the thing is, when I say I don't care, that means that I'm putting in the least amount of effort needed.
Game
But
over, yeah.
Yeah. But like, for example, these big tests that I have right now, the ones that I've finished the freaking written part of, I don't care about about what they come out as. So I'm not gonna break my back learning shit.
Eddie does things better when he's not thinking, honestly.
Yeah.
And he goes into that primal mode, taps into the fucking secret god mode here.
I mean, that's genuinely a thing. Like, I always remember the time when we played a Smite, and I was with Bakasura, and they always killed me. And for like a good 5 seconds there, I just went, I don't care. I turned off my brain, and then I get a triple kill. Primal me is definitely better at everything than conscious me.
It feels, when you're the kind of person who overthinks, which I think all three of us are overthinkers, maybe, I don't know about Pink. Pink is, it's rough to say about Pink, because Pink is not the kind of person to vocalize his thoughts like me or Addie. But but I think all three of us are to a certain degree overthinkers, and it can be very tantalizing, the idea of just operating off of instincts. But every time like that thought hits me, I'm reminded of that fucking comic panel of Spider-Man sitting in his room holding the bag of money, and someone's trying to come in, and he goes, "Quick, think. Can't think. Too much stress. Go off instincts." And he throws the money out the window, and he just thinks to himself, "Instinct's bad." And I think the next panel is legitimately, it fucking lands on Black Cat, of all people, who naturally is like, "Holy shit," and she just runs off with it.
Yeah.
Ordinarily I think Black Cat's a lame knockoff of Catwoman, but I do appreciate Black Cat, which is more just like pure greed personified.
So hey, either of you want bunny meat?
I don't think Pink's on the server, and I am not going to be found so long as someone is carrying Barrett bunny meat.
It's not actually bunny meat. Turns out it is bunny meat. Raw rabbits.
Raw rabbit.
That's an interesting sentence right there. That's not actually bunny meat. Oh wait, yeah, it's bunny meat. I'm gonna go be a hermit in the fucking mountains. Bye, guys.
But I can give you a rabbit's foot. It brings you luck.
Oh,
Didn't bring the rabbit any luck, but I can.
Oh man, surveying the landscape, I forgot. We didn't mention it on any of the podcasts, but after the first session of Minecraft, Addy, while dicking around with codes to fucking try out some shit, he tried to input a little command to kill all hostile mobs. Instead, he just put in "kill all mobs," and Thanos snapped the world.
The thing, what happened is, or why do I start every sticking sentence with "what happened is"? Whatever. Right. So the thing is, there is no code for killing all hostile mobs. There's only a code for killing everything that's an entity. So say bye to anything that has ever been considered as an entity ever. Possibly even torches, I'm not sure.
I think it did hit torches. We've been able to reconstruct like most of the stuff that got broken in terms of entities, so that I think it included like flags and
No, the flags stayed up.
Okay.
And I was surprised by that.
The armor racks definitely got hit.
Yeah, Doof got killed in the snap. I remember that.
Avenge the Fallen.
Yeah.
So, Addy fucking Thanos snapped the world. I'm scanning over the fucking landscape outside of our property, and you will see one or two animals every fucking, like, half a mile.
I mean, I can help with that. I can just step them away again.
Oh, Jesus.
Finish the job.
You're end-gaming it.
Yeah. Episode 2 of Minecraft is the two of you trying to kill me as I'm writing in the code to kill all.
No. It's fucking episode 2 starts with me and Pink killing you, and then we have to go back in time and kill past you to prevent it from happening. Since there are no infinity stones in this situation. Alright. So yeah, I did a bunch of schoolwork, and the only other thing I did this week, I got a new puppy!
I saw! He's adorable.
It is a Shorkie, a mix of a Yorkie and a Shih Tzu. And it is a strange experience. I realized upon getting this puppy, I've never got a puppy before. And when I say that, I mean I've got lots of, like, very young puppies before. What I mean is, I've never got a puppy that actually acts like a stereotypical puppy before. Because I got a Chihuahua puppy. Behaved like an adult Chihuahua. It wanted nothing more than to just be held all the time, and otherwise it was neurotic. Got several Vizsla puppies. They behaved like adult Vizslas. They were very neurotic, and they were obsessed with following you around and occasionally hunting, but mostly they were just neurotic. I got a Golden Lab puppy. It was not very fun either. All it cared about was eating, and it broke into the puppy food bag once, ate half the bag, and walked out a balloon, which is probably one of the most surreal things I've seen in my life. So, this puppy, it's very playful, very aggressive. You cannot just stand around this puppy. If he's in a good mood, he'll just follow you around and sit and stare at you. And anytime you stand still in one spot, he will just plop his ass down and stare straight at you. Not even wanting anything, he's just staring at you like trying to learn, I guess. And if he's in a playful mood, fuck your toes. Ordinarily, dogs know the difference between play bite and real bite. This puppy does not know the fucking difference.
Give me a sec, I need to look up a sentence.
It is trying to kill my toes. And it hurts. The puppy's tiny teeth are still quite sharp.
Yep.
With that said, this puppy is tiny. I mean, absolutely tiny. Palm of my hand, tiny.
Aren't both the breeds it has, though, going to be relatively small dogs?
I don't know if either of them are smaller than Chihuahuas. I always thought Chihuahuas were the smallest breed, but I've seen Yorkies that are even smaller than Chihuahuas.
So yeah, when the puppy is in playful mood, it yells, "Mars me, or do you what?"
Yep. That's why I brought up on the Discord when we got the puppy. The puppy's a gladiator main in the works.
It's gonna have to fight with my virtual cat because in Monster Hunter, my cat I named it just Mr. Cat because names.
But you turned it into a law, bro.
No, it's gladiator.
Ah. Does it hunger for the monster's toes?
Yes.
Yes. Alright, so that's about all that's been going on my side. And people are waiting on me. I'm probably getting very, very angry because I said I would get the podcast done in an hour and a half, and we're at 2.5 hours.
You should have told them that it's a 3-hour thing because it's always a 3-hour thing. Make it 4, actually.
You know what? I'll plan ahead. Addy, say bye.
Hey.
There we go.
There we go.
Hey.
I always forget, so I might as well make it into a running gag.
Might as well. Alright. Folks, we'll call that the end of the podcast. We hope you had a fun time. And we will see you later.